Hello, and welcome to Wealth Management Insights. I'm Monica Guerra, Head of U.S. Policy for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. I am recording this on Monday, January 20th. Following today's inauguration, President Trump and the Republican-led Congress are now tasked with achieving a vast array of ambitious policy goals. The full economic and market impact depends on the magnitude, scope, and depth of the enacted policies, as well as on the timing and sequencing. That means market participants may face a patchwork of conflicting policy goals, and the result could drive economic growth, but also may be a source of inflation and uncertainty. What are the top 10 public policy and regulatory actions that may impact markets and the economy in 2025? Let's dive in. 1. Government spending and taxes will be a central focus. Given that mandatory entitlements, defense, and interest costs already comprise 85% of the federal budget, the new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, will likely face considerable constraints to its ambitious $2 trillion target. 2. Individual tax revisions, including income tax rates and the state and local tax deduction, also known as SALT, will likely be extended. 3. The 21% corporate tax rate may hold steady, which could disappoint financial markets. 4. While we do not expect the U.S. to default on its debt, upcoming negotiations may be entangled with growing debt and deficit concerns. A debt ceiling episode could delay Trump and the GOP's 2025 agenda. 5. Uncertainty around trade policy and tariffs could be headwinds to the economy and a major source of idiosyncratic risk to businesses with high exposure to offshore production costs or elevated revenues from the U.S. 6. Greater deregulation serves as a key component of Trump's pro-growth agenda, but could have mixed outcomes for equities. For example, we could see positive impacts on financials, cryptocurrencies, tech, and AI, but less stringent vaccine mandates accompanied by a more stringent FDA approvals process could weigh on pharmaceutical companies. 7. Clean energy may outperform traditional energy in 2025, challenging traditional assumptions. How? Clean energy stocks behave like growth stocks and are sensitive to interest rates. They outperformed during Trump's first term when rates were lower. Plus, increased oil drilling could drive down oil prices, and we expect policy changes toward the Inflation Reduction Act to eventually be tempered, as approximately 80% of its funds allocated for clean energy initiatives have benefited Republican-controlled states and districts. 8. Pharma may experience regulatory pressure given less stringent vaccine mandates or increased scrutiny on pharmaceutical development, and any further weakening of the ACA or its subsidies could negatively impact managed care companies. 9. Tighter immigration policies could hurt economic growth over the first 5 years of enactment, and declines in fertility and birth rates would likely pressure productivity over time. 10. The defense sector may experience a bifurcation as shifting methods of warfare demand greater adoption of and investment in alternative and advanced technologies. Defense companies specializing in things like cybersecurity, space, artificial intelligence, drones, and satellites could outperform the big players. As always, thank you for listening. And for a more in-depth discussion of these and other topics pertaining to U.S. policy, please ask your Morgan Stanley financial advisors for copies of our most recent reports.